Strong people break, and not because they're fragile, but because they've held what others avoided. And the world never noticed because you wore strength like a costume. But underneath, yeah, underneath, hmm, you've been exhausted, invisible, and unseen. Yeah, you've been the responsible one for so long you don't even know what being supported feels like anymore. You don't ask for help because experience has taught you that it wouldn't come. And you don't express needs because you've been shamed for having them. You've been the rock in everyone's crisis, even while crumbling inside your own. So you overfunction, you overdeliver, and you over explain. And still, you feel it. You feel unseen. And let's just call it what it is. The version of strength you were forced to become wasn't power, it was protection. Because somewhere in your story, you learn needing equals weakness, and that honesty equals drama, and that rest equals laziness. But that wasn't the truth. That was trauma dressed up as resilience. You don't become strong because you want to. You became strong because no one else was available to be. Yeah, and now your nervous system doesn't even recognize safety, it only knows performance. I'm speaking to someone. Because listen to what I'm about to say. Here's the thing true strength doesn't hide your truth, it holds space for it. If you're nodding right now, if this feels like your inner world is finally being put into words, don't ignore it. Because I built the reset for people like you. Yes, high functioning, but emotionally fogged. Reclaim their clarity. Right now, just go to rspeaks.com and click the reset and begin the real work. You don't need another motivational video. This is not motivational fluff. This is not another motivational video. In fact, this isn't a motivational video at all. You need a clarity reset that's built for people like you. And that's what the reset is. It's built for people like you who've been silently strong for too long. You don't need another motivational video. You need a clarity reset. Built for people like you who've been silently strong for too long. Here's what happens when you don't address this, okay? You like, this is what happens. You start snapping at people who didn't hurt you. You lose your joy in moments that should have fed you. You confuse peace with distance and love with performance. You stop feeling and you start functioning like a machine, like a checklist, like a ghost in your own life. That's not you being ungrateful. That's the fog of emotional survival. But listen, that fog has a name. It's called unprocessed grief, chronic over responsibility, emotional self abandonment. And the reset, it walks you back step by step into your own identity, into your own clarity. Not somebody else's clarity, but into your own clarity. And not just to survive, but to feel again, to breathe again. And let me ask you something, all right? But that fog, it has a name: unprocessed grief, chronic over responsibility, emotional self-abandonment. And listen, the reset, it walks you back step by step into your own clarity. And not just to survive, but to feel again, to breathe again. And let me ask you something right now. When was the last time you felt proud of yourself without needing external validation? When was the last time you rested, not because you earned it, but because you needed it? All right? When was the last time someone asked, "How are you? How are you really?" And you told them the truth? See, most strong people don't even know how to answer that because you've spent years shaping yourself into what everyone needed. You became their caregiver, their fixer, the planner, the one who's fine even when they're falling apart. But the deeper truth, you don't just want relief, you want to return. You want to return to the version of you that didn't feel numb. You want to return to the version of you that didn't perform peace. You want to return to the version of you that still felt like you. And you can, but not through force, and not through willpower, and not through pushing harder, but through clarity. I've seen it firsthand. The high achieving woman who runs her home and business but cries in her closet because no one checks on her. The professional man who's respected at work but feels invisible in his own marriage. The parent who keeps it together for her kids but hasn't had an uninterrupted thought in months. All of them strong, all of them breaking silently. But what changed? See, they stopped trying to be unbreakable and they finally allowed themselves to be honest. That's what the reset is built for. Not people who are lazy, not for people who are lost, but for people who got so good at functioning, they forgot how to feel. So if you're still watching this, here's your invitation. Don't wait for the breakdown. Listen, don't wait for the panic attacks, the shutdown, or the numbness to take over. Start now. Go to rspeaks.com. Get the Clarity Over Chaos guide. Lock in. It's not a course. It's a clarity system. You can go, in fact, you can go into the bio right now and you can choose. If you're not ready for the reset, start with the guide. But if you're ready to start your return to yourself, get the reset. It's designed to walk people like you who are carrying a lot back to your own emotional peace, your inner leadership, and yourself. Because strong people don't break because they're weak. They break because they've carried too much for too long and with little clarity. Let the reset help you put down what's not yours so you can finally carry what is you. I'm Aura. Until next time, lead yourself well.